going on, guys? It's your boy Merritt from New Production.
Yes, Patrick from New Production, the production and DJ duo of New Pro Media Group.
New Production is New Production. That's exactly what we are. It's a new wave of music.
We're trying to convey and experience, emotions, through feelings and through our music.
It's this whole new genre. It's a whole new aspect of music.
I started out on trombone when I was like in second and third grade.
That's funny because I started on trombone.
Yeah, I know. You started
on trombone. We were meant for each other.
Yeah, meant to work together. But I mean, then I moved to piano and guitar, and then eventually piano and bass. I met Merritt in high school, through some mutual musician contacts. Just kind of did some like rock.
Shout outs to Kyle Knopf.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Kyle Knopf. Kyle, if you watch this, you're the man.
It's so good. Like as a rhythm section, we were just kind of developing. Working. I hadn't really worked with too many other musicians. I've been practicing, by myself all my life, that kind of thing. Just, playing around with other people, but never as a cohesive band. Performing. But after we did that, we did that for a little bit. Did a little, high school parties, that kind of thing, and then we kind of moved on to working, ourselves. We actually built like a studio in your garage.
Well, we did that after. We got to talk about Eddie now, of course. Eddie Owens. Shout outs to Eddie Owens, our boy, who's standing back there working the audio right now. We met Eddie through working out at the gym, and he was there one day, and Pat was there, and Pat showed him some tracks, and it was an instant work relationship formed right there, and he told us that we should be producing, because up to that point, as Pat was saying, we had just been playing in bands and kind of messing around with our own sound and getting into our own thing and not worrying about getting our music out to other people,
right.
And that he kind of triggered that in us and really pushed us to go and do that. I think one of my biggest influences personally, and I think Pat would vouch for this as well, as being one of his big influences, was definitely Pete Rock. I really enjoy the music he makes. Those samples are just off the charts, sounds so great. Carmel City is one of my favorite records of all time.
Yeah, definitely. And as for me, I grew up around the Detroit area, listening to the Motown stations. That's what came out of there. That's what my family was really into. So for me, that whole genre, the whole style of music, taking jazz and funk to the next level, making it really popular, really mainstream. And then you have artists like James Jamerson, the bass player for Motown, basically, the soul behind it, the groove behind a lot of that music. And just for me, inspiration, like the bass line is just ridiculous.
And on that same note, you got Buddy Rich on the kit, they actually did some tracks together, and this stuff is just amazing. The musicianship is crazy.
Right, and just as far as musicianship and musicality, one of my greatest idols, Stevie Wonder, he's just really knew how to, make a hit record, just with the lyrics and he did everything too. It was just very talented.
His instrumentality is just off the charts. You heard him play like drums and harmonica and piano, everything. So
right, so that's as far as musicianship, we try to live up to.
We emulate people like that. There's no doubt. And then for a more recent example, a more recent influence, I would have to say Dr. Luke has really kind of pervaded mainstream music these days with his kind of electronic sounds. He has a whole infusion of electronic music and the kind of 4 on the floor beats into popular music, and it sounds great.
All right, I'd say our main goal as musicians, producers, and DJs is just to have fun, to really enjoy ourselves doing it. We just love, no matter if it brings us financial rewards or any sort of lifestyle. It's not about that for us.
We want to create something that's memorable in that sense. We don't want one of these 15 minutes of fame songs, that have been kind of popping up and then go away right quick. We want a classic, working with some real kind of old school stuff.
It's about creating music, and it's about being an artist in production or DJing or as musicians.
It's all about that creative expression.
We want to make people shine. We want to bring out the best in other artists, as well as
have them bring out the best in us too.
Right,
reciprocity
exactly.
is where the key is, and that's really what we're looking for. And we just really want people to feel we want to convey that energy that we share with each other while we're producing. We want to convey that through our music and hope it reaches the masses.
Right.
I think it's really an enjoyable experience and an enjoyable process, and I think other people will find it that way too when they're listening to the music.
Right, we just want to make it accessible to musicians and the general public. You don't need to know anything about music, but to hear the detail and the depth in our production, that's really what we want to convey. Make it interesting for everybody, making it listenable, like a classic, like you're saying. The musical composition of those are just really strong.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do.
5 years from now, I see us as next door neighbors with a studio somehow conjoined between our two houses.
Yeah.
Whether we're broke or we're dirty rich,
Yeah.
we will be making music.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
With our conjoined studio.
Mm-hmm.